if y'all can see it. Yeah.
So let's just do a timeline. So you're referring to I think his name is Pascal. The date of that publication on the treatise is when?
Something like that. I think it's 78. I didn't confirm it by looking through it, but it's rather recent. Let me see when it say copywritten. It don't do like that in the beginning. It just gets
all right.
Yeah.
Fine. Diop first did. He didn't first do it, but we know it. We know it from 1974 UNESCO conference where he dealt with it in the symposium, the Cairo symposium. We know that, right? Since then, there's been a whole bunch of conversation back and forth between laypersons. That's us. We're the laypersons. Well, I want to go to the expert who wrote in more recently in some geographical notes on ancient Egypt, a selection of published papers, 1975 to 1997 of Alexandra Nibby, right? And this is Discussions in Egyptology, special number 3, 1997. That's not so late, but Nibby is a respected Egyptologist. Okay, so Sonoran and Diop spoke on it. They went back and forth. Forget about Abdallah, right? He ain't really make his point. So since then, we have been arguing. Let's just check what Nibby says. Now, it's called A Contribution to Our Understanding of Kemet. Now, the book of the Shimshu Hor is a contribution to the debate on the meaning of Kemet, kind of like a bite of Alexandra Nibby's paper. Bit it. Now, so let's go back to what Nibby says, since you wanted to bite her paper and write your paper based on what you bit. So we go, as we do, we go read. So for some years now, I have not been alone in urging a closer scrutiny of the term Kemet as not meaning simply Egypt, and as not being equivalent to the term Pameri. The problem of reconsidering this term radically is a vast one and will not be accomplished by any one single person. My purpose here is to recall that the problem exists and that we must not continue to ignore it. In the first place, one must stress that the writing of both of these names usually carries determinatives which have been completely disregarded by us during the last 100 years. I'll stop here. Interesting.
No, you can't stop. No.
Asar Hotep, Imhotep, says in his paper that that often people ignore the classifiers.
You can't stop there though. That is gonna say some powerful stuff. You want me to finish reading it? People said make it bigger. The chat saying too small.
I'll make it bigger.
I'm just saying, and I'm not reading. I mean, I'm just reading it because she do say some powerful things.
You know what, Smash? You read it. You're a flyer. So why don't you read it for me?
Well, where did you stop at? Ignore it? You stopped at ignore it?
Yeah, my purpose here is to recall that the problem exists.
All right,
and that we must not continue to ignore it.
All right. In the first place, one must stress that the writing of both of these names usually carry determinatives which have been completely disregarded by us during the last 100 years. The Wudjau, the Wudjau shows that Kemet is usually written with two town determinatives from the 19th dynasty onward. See figure 1. It says, though it is found written without any town determinative in the 11th dynasty and sometimes with one town determinative, as we see here. Now, it's just this next little part I want to get to, so scroll down. Because she's getting on our head right here. Go down. So it says, it is significant that in the pyramid text, the word for people of Kemet, Kemetiu, in 1998 is also written with the town determinative, while Kim-er, the Great Black. So let's stop. This is why cats are saying the Threbus. Because if they said, oh, it go back to Kim Ert, then the black ain't taken out of it. You feel me? It don't say Hoot Hori to you. It don't say Hoot Hori Ib to you. It say Kemet to you. So if they was still talking about, and they got she got it right here on the screen, the same attestation we talking about. She says right here, Great Black, is no getting around that, even with dealing with Kim Ert. So let's give up and say, yeah, it ain't talking about Kemet. How about it was talking about Kim Ert? We're not addressing it as a threebus, we're addressing it how the scholars were, and the Great Black is still there in that Kemet to you term. It ain't no way. But it says, Great Black is written with the fortress determinative in 628B and in 1630D3, figure 2. It says at the other end of the time scale in Ptolemaic times, and see how they do it, how real scholars assess this. They're not about to take an attestation from Ptolemaic times and mix it in with the attestation from the Old Kingdom and tell you what something means. But it says at the other end of the time scale in Ptolemaic times, we can find Kemet written inside the town determinative. The catalog of Ptolemaic signs show that this was a common practice at the time. Clearly, this idea of enclosure. Hold on, yes. The idea of enclosure, whether by town or fortress, remain associated with Kemet throughout the dynasties, regardless of the passage of time. How can we ignore it? In an effort to understand what is meant by Kemet, we should perhaps try to interpret it as the Black City, which may perhaps be a threebus.
Or perhaps another town. So they're not so sure that it is a threebus, right? It could be perhaps another town. Go ahead.
So well, I just want to say, so how about, see, that's why I mean, like, if I'm playing chess, you can have that one piece. Because look, how about we fight this fight? How about you just tell me how the blackness is taken out of this if Kemet to you is attached to a threebus? You see, it can't be attached to Hoot Hori Ib. It can't be attached to none of that. So I'll keep reading. The town determinative may indicate simply that it's an administrative center. It says, by accepting it in this way, it may be possible in time to understand better what is meant by it. In 1983, the young French scholar Pierre Grandet gave a paper to the International Association for the Study of Pharaonic Law in Paris, subsequently published in a discussion in Egyptology, in which he made a distinction between Kemet and Tameri. Now, if we keep going, she gonna beat it all up right here. Look, in Tameri, he saw the cultivated land. Let's stop. Because he made a distinction between Kemet, which this scholar, she's gonna argue against this or whatever, she's gonna use this work, but he's saying that Kemet was just the area ministered by or Kemet, he saw a town, they ain't showing it yet, but they're gonna say he saw a town or a city center. You can scroll down. So Tameri was the cultivated land. Now, what is cultivation land a result of? Understanding that you're in an agricultural area, understand that you can germinate, understanding that you are in a riparian zone. Well, what they got that on? Tameri, the cultivated land. So that says, in the area administered by the Egyptian state, while Kemet, he saw general geographic designation for the land. However, this acceptance for Kemet does not explain the town sign, which it is usually written. One may readily agree that his idea of Tameri was cultivated land. See, she may more readily agree with his idea that Tameri was more associated with agriculture. But she said the cultivated land. One might even go as far as to say that this very cultivation rendering very cultivation rendered it sacred. We may recall here the foundation of ceremonies for the temple, where the ground was ceremoniously dug and sprinkled with sand. The two town signs, which we usually find with Top Marie, could indicate its main administrative centers, perhaps north and south. Now, we can stop right after this. At a glance, or we can keep going. At a glance, at Tamari, we must include a quick reference to the lines 210 and 211 of Sinu Hey, for which Gardner's commentary, very unusually, is less than helpful. There is a translation of the passage. Look, the gods of Egypt and the islands of the sea. Now we could go in on this one, but she's going to keep going and taking us off the topic.
Okay, so let me see if there's some more, and then I got one other thing that I want to say. So basically, it's been checkmated. Nibby, discovered check, right? So Nibby says the best way to look at Kim, and Kemetiu is in the context of black, where Kemet is the black city. Full stop, right? Tameri is what you may have the argument on riparian land, but not on Kemet, right? That is something else. That is the black city. She also said that that it could be this whole argument about what it could be. She says over here that she said, how can we ignore it? Simshu Hor, in an effort to understand what is meant by Kemet, we should perhaps try to interpret it as meaning the black city, which may perhaps be a Threbus.
Now that's the dagger, which may be a Threbus. Which may be a Threbus is the dagger. Because you can't run and hide behind a Threbus to take out the black, even though people said that ain't what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but why would they associate a Threbus with black? That's what I was asking Wudjau.
Because it got Kim in it. That's what we telling him.
I asked him the question. I'm asking him, but he said,
well, no, this is why we doing this work tonight. Because
we need to we agree with this. We trying to find out why Wudjau don't. So that's who needs to be. I need to hear Wudjau's rebuttal to what we just read here, because this is like a cut and dry situation. I guess he's saying that he disagrees with what's written here. So he's the only one.
But this is a big source in the latest Shemsu Heru work. Alessandra Nibby is a source used by Asar in the work for other purposes, so I guess Asar can speak towards that when he avails himself to. But he says in the work that he came to other conclusions than she did, but you gotta say, man, you gotta be like, man, you came to some some far other conclusions than she did. So now she's talking about Ta in Kemet. Go back. Now she's talking about this Ta in Kemet, distinguishing that from the black city, but we have to.
So just so y'all know,
you got the floor. It's on you. You got the floor.
But yeah, I'm on limited time at this point. It's late, but I wanted to at least address something. So I thought y'all were gonna kind of wrap it up in terms of this. So I could at least get it something.
I want to show something. I just want to show something else. So I'll stop sharing the screen.
Okay. No, I need you to. I need you to keep sharing it.
Yeah, I'll come back to it. I want to share something else.
Oh, okay. So you can finish.
Yeah. So what is my PowerPoint? It's my point. So here, let's see if I could move my PowerPoint in it just for a second, because I just wanted to address one thing. Can y'all see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Not yet. It should be. It don't even look like it's preparing yet. It normally would show us. It says multiple participants.
This is Zoom. This is okay. So
yeah, we're in Zoom. Not StreamYard.
Okay, so let's just see one thing. If I could. Okay, so let me just share screen. Yike. Did it come up? Okay, so let me stop sharing the screen. Okay, just okay, so here. Great, got this.
Why you doing that? You probably can answer the question in the chat. What happened to the black people argument? And so I'm just gonna I don't know if that was addressed at you, or you could ignore it, or you could just answer it in passing. Just because, my answer is just because we read Alexandra Nibby, what she says, we could be just presenting that source to substantiate the black part of it. Reggie could have other work to substantiate other parts of that. But she clearly said the black city for Athribis, and that's why that source is strong for me, because indeed you ain't taking the blackness even out of Athribis with Kim even though no one's trying to do that. So say we. So go ahead, Reggie.
So let's go to Apkua, right, in the 11th dynasty, because we want to search the material to see what they may be talking about. So this is in a cattle farm in Dindera at the terrace of Hathor, right? And in this text on number 8, they say, well, let's just say, it says, Contamente showed me his face at the festival of eternity so that I may adore his beauty at the four of the great ones with the officials, so that I may kiss earth for a wapawet with the hepet of the thynite gnome passes through it. And then it says, praising the god Kim, following the god, praising the god Kim. So here, Kim is a god, right? And when they're talking about this god, they're not talking about riparian, they're talking about the apis, right? The black bull. Praising the god Kim, following the god, praising the Nesmet barge for his beauty, bringing the hepet of the Maya barge, giving praise to the great god. Now, let's see it over here. So this is where, over here, anybody could read this part over here, which says, praise has Kim.
Hey, click the slideshow button or something. You can make it big or present. I mean, it could be, you see where it says slideshow up? Oh, yeah, there you go. That's fine. Perfect. Now show us.
So in the 11th dynasty, in this period that we are mostly concerned about, right, where it becomes a place name, right? We know here that it says praising Kim, the god, the Netcher. You see the heart and the staff? So we know that Kim is a black god. So when we go back to
I'm not interrupting you, Reggie, because I'm gonna let you break this down, but our brothers made a claim that when we see this standard, we know it means Osiris, because he was the god of Athribis. I can play that, but you're showing a source where now what translation was that you showed? Was that your translation?
No.
Was that whose translation is that?
This is right here.
Okay, great. And they translate that as praising the god Kim. So, just want you to know, but now Kim is a nickname for Wasser, but let's keep going. You can keep going.
Right. He's a nickname. He's a nickname for Kim, but in this context, can you take color out of it?
Nah, they never do.
Not the great black also?
The scholars never do. They translate it as the when he's Kim or Kim E, they translate it as the great black. But you could keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt. You were on a roll. Right. Go ahead.
No problem. So then we go back to this, we stand before the inhabitants of, watch this, Kemetiu with the glyph, right? And then they say, then they use hep, right? They use hep here. So now this hep is related to this right here, right? Because it's an attribute of kings. And if you want to just go and just say it's a sar, well, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt this argument. But here we know that it's certainly the black. It's certainly the black Apis bull. Well, they don't like to say that the Apis bull is black, or they do it strategically. But over here, they're using the same. You see the horse staff right here, the Asir, right? You say it's Asir, right?
No, definitely. I didn't say it was seer. I didn't. I said, and they're not all the way wrong to say that, but to say that it means that because Threbus was the cult center of Asar, Imhotep said that he's not here to speak for himself. So keep going.
I care about the glyph. Is this the same glyph as this glyph?
Looks like it to me.
Oh shit. So Hep is they're giving it to where Asar or some god. Let's just say God, not Asar. But if
no. You don't think that is Hep's determinative?
Yeah. But I'm just beating the argument up. Whatever. If this is the same, right, going to the same attribute, God, whether he's God or he has a particular God, like a seer, right? Well, this is still related. Praising, now he's Kim, but over here he's the black bull. Over here he's black, right? He's praising the God, and what are they talking about? They're talking about the black bull.
You said over here he's the black bull. You mean they're going to stand before the inhabitants of Kemet like Ha. He's not, but he like Ha. Okay, so I see what you're saying. He is like the black bull.
Yeah, he's a black bull. So now, what? Listen, the brother gotta go. The brother gotta defeat Nibby. The brother gotta defeat. I want to listen to the brother talk for a few minutes.
If you are ready, Wu, you got the floor whenever you ready.
Yep. So that was, boy, I wish I got the floor that long, but Reggie, if you don't mind, could you reshare Nibby's book? Because I like the way hey Smash, you should get a part-time job doing audiobooks, because the way you emphasize sentences and stuff like that is off the chain. I really do that.
Honestly, I'll be trying to promote that, tell people how to do it for a side hustle. I can show you one audiobook I got on.
Now you getting your practice
Audible.
on. Let me tell you.
I appreciate that. Even though I know you poking fun at me, but I really do.
I definitely am, but I'm serious at the same time, because you be emphasizing sentences. You be like, and the water was wet.
All right, so let's see what I overemphasized and made people look past as you do another reading of this text. Let's go.
Okay, so scroll down, please. Unless you want to send this to me so I could quickly scroll, because you just follow what I'm saying. I just want to read what okay, right there.
I tried you for the Hagman dictionary or whatever.
Oh, that's no problem. But okay, so
Reggie
I think I have this. I have this already, so that's all right.
I'm joking, but still, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna read this and just point out some things. The same text that you read, but I'm gonna point out some things. I'm gonna read it a little differently. Same words. So she goes on to say, for some years now, I have not been alone in urging a closer scrutiny of the term Kemet as not meaning simply Egypt, and as not being equivalent to the term Tameri. So when was this book written, by the way? Just as a reference point?
This article from her journal, which year is this? Reggie might can tell you quicker. He could just scroll to the top. 97.
Okay, 97. Okay. So all right, go back to it. So and it says as not being equivalent to the term Tameri. The problem of reconsidering this term radically is a vast one, and it will not be accomplished by any one single person. My purpose here is to recall that the problem exists and that we must not continue to ignore it. So she's basically reminding the scholarly academia that, hey, remember this issue? In the first place, one must stress that the writing of both of these names, talking about Tameri and Kemet, must stress that the writing of both of these names usually carries determinatives which have been completely disregarded by us during the last 100 years. So I'm not sure who she's speaking for, but that's what she's saying. The Wörterbuch shows that Kemet is usually written with two town determinatives from the 19th dynasty onward. And then she shows figure 1 that she's, which I don't understand that reference, because in figure 1, Kemet is not shown with two determinatives. It's Tameri that shows two determinatives. So that may be an error on her print. Though it is written without is found written without any town determinatives in the 11th dynasty, and sometimes with one town determinative only. So basically, she's saying here that there's variations for this same term, even though she didn't show it in her diagram figure 1 that she pointed to. Then it is significant that the pyramid text for the word for the people of Kemet, and I want to pause there like she paused. She's saying the people of Kemet, Kemetiu. And so I just want to make note that even in her translation or understanding of it, she is matching what I said, what I've been saying for the past 4 years, that Kemetiu means those or people of, or those pertaining to Kemet. And she says the people of Kemet, comma, Kemetiu. In 1998b, which is the same text that we were looking at, is also written with the town determinative. That's what we're looking at. While Kemwer, the Great Black, is written with the fortress determinative in lines 628b and 1630d, figure 2. So she's showing the differences between all of them. So the one on the left is the one in 1998b, and then the other two is corresponding to 628b and 1630d. All right, so we're clear on that. And you can find that in Budge also.
I'm trying to see why you rereading it. Come on.
Yeah. So at the other end of the time scale in Ptolemaic times, we find Kemet written inside the town determinative. No, because when you read it, I'm reading it again because when you read it, you because it was so long, because that's why I wanted to pause there. It's so long that I forgot how you read it. I was trying to take away the emphasis you were making. But at the other end of this time scale, the Ptolemaic times, we find Kemet written inside the town determinative. The catalog of Ptolemaic signs shows that this was a common practice at this time. Clearly, this idea of enclosure, whether by a town or a fortress, remained associated with Kemet throughout the dynasties, regardless of the passage of time. So we understand that regardless of the time period, these were associated with places, okay? Even according to her, these are places. Now, clearly this idea, to figure 3, how can we ignore it? In an effort to understand what is meant by Kemet, we should perhaps try to interpret its meaning as the Black City, which may perhaps be Athribis. Now, why is she mentioning Athribis there? Or perhaps another town, but why is she mentioning Athribis there?
I want to know why she mentioned the
because of the Kim. All right, we all know.
No, wait.
For the people who don't know,
wait.
We can answer both questions. You asked why she mentioning the Athribis there, right? The reason why she's mentioning
there's no Kim Ware here.
What do you mean? Oh, no, she just said Kim Ware earlier, perhaps, which may be a Athribis. What do you mean? Scroll up so we can break it down to the people. Reggie, scroll up a little bit. We're gonna show why she's mentioning the Athribis there, and show why she's showing the Black City. Reggie, are you available? If you can, scroll up just a little bit, if you don't mind, because on this section she clearly tells us that. What did I miss it? Or was it on the screen and I just wanted you to scroll? There we go. Kimara is at the bottom of the top page you were on. There we go. It is significant that in the pyramid text, the word for people Kemetiu, it says, while Kim-er, the black land, go down. It says, Great Back is written in the fortress. And so written with the fortress determinative. And so I thought she had said it may be a Athribis, but there it goes lower. There it goes. Look. Is that the one that you was actually pointing to right here? The Black City, which may perhaps be a Athribis. See, that's why she's referencing it again. Scroll down to where it says the Black City.
There it is right there.
Yeah, it says, look, so she tells us that. If
I could continue.
Yeah, go ahead. So she's telling us why. Because it's the Black City, which may be a Athribis. The reason why she's using the Athribis is to let us know that when you use this Greek town, still reference the Black City.
But I'm trying to get Wudjau to explain to me, why is she interjecting black anywhere off in this whole situation? Could you explain that to me?
Okay, let me finish and I'll try to come back to you. So here's the thing I'm pointing out, though. She says clearly this idea of enclosure, whether a town or a fortress, remained associated with Kemet, with a T. Now look at the glyphs above there for Kemet or Kem Ware with the wall determinative. There's no T there, right? And you kept emphasizing this earlier.
Just to be clear, she's talking about the figure 3 below her, just to be clear on that.
No, I know what she's saying.
So
but
why are you asking me where's the
T
on the above thing when she's not talking about that? See?
Okay, but you no.
Read
but you
what she
said
say.
Black City.
Look, it say at the other end of the time scale in Ptolemaic times we found Kemet. So she's not talking about the above written inside the town determinative. That's below. So why ask me a question referencing what's above when that ain't what she's talking about right here?
Okay, comprehension. She says clearly this idea of enclosure.
So how you gonna say comprehension when it's clear you the one ain't comprehended and you shouldn't have said that? You should have just said.
Listen, when Reggie was talking, boy.
No, that's because you tried to do your little comprehension shit. And the fact is, you the one not comprehending what's going on here, and I just illustrated that.
Listen, you gonna either let me talk or not. Like you didn't do that to Reggie. That's why I said I was muted.
Because Reggie wasn't talking little comprehension. You the one having the comprehension issues. Now have the floor.
Okay, but I don't. You do. So thank you for the floor. So here's the thing. She says clearly the idea of enclosure, whether by a town or a fortress, remained associated with Kemet throughout what? The dynasties, regardless of the passage of time. Then she says figure 3, but she says regardless of the passage of time.
But she talking about figure 3. You just start asking me about figure 2,
wait,
and I pointed out how that don't make no sense.
What dynasties? When she says throughout the dynasties, regardless of passage of time, what does that mean to you? Please explain.
Well, I'm going to explain. She said first of all, she said that it was inside of a circle. So that's what you got to look. And then she said it remained as that throughout the passages of time. So as time passed from the point at that it started in Ptolemaic times, it remained out that as that throughout the passage of time. It couldn't have been that before Ptolemaic times, as she's showing you. That's why she started with on the other end of the time scale in Ptolemaic times. What are we not? Who having the comprehension issues? We can find Kemet written inside the town determinative. She's talking about figure 3. And you start asking me about figure 2. It says the catalog of Ptolemaic signs. What time period is that? Show that this was a common practice at this time. Clearly, man, I don't gotta read this. You talking about comprehension, but you illustrating you don't get it.
Okay, so if I got the floor again, she's walking from one time scale all the way to the other time scale, which is why she says at the other end of the time scale. So why did she put
figure 3 at the end of the sentence? I'm not making this up.
If you just allow me to talk, like you get, like give me the same respect you give Reggie.
It ain't a respect thing. Go ahead, family. Go ahead.
I mean, or cordiality, whatever you want to call it. So she says at the other end of the time scale. So figure 2, those 3 examples up there is another end of the time scale. And then the figure 3 is at the other end of the time scale. So she's saying at the other end, which continues her thought, she introduced the other end of the time scale. She's leaving the earlier end, coming to the other end, the more recent. In Ptolemaic times, we find Kemet written inside the town determinative, which 100%. Is what's shown in figure 3. Yep. The catalog of Ptolemaic signs shows that this was a common practice at this time, Ptolemaic times. What she's talking about practice, what practice? The practice of putting the chemglyph within that circle. Clearly, this idea of an enclosure, whether by a town or a fortress, remained associated with Kemet throughout the dynasties, regardless of the passage of time. So she's going from the old all the way to the new and saying, regardless of that passage of time, it was associated with Kemet throughout those dynasties. How can we ignore it? In an effort to understand what is meant by Kemet, we shall perhaps try to interpret its meaning as the Black City, which may perhaps be Athribis. So in figure 3, if you're gonna focus on figure 3 as if she's only talking about figure 3, why is she associating this all the way back with the thribis?
No, definitely not.
The town determinative may indicate simply an administrative center, or, excuse me, by accepting it in this way, it may be possible in time to understand better what is meant by it. So remember, she said that this particular Kemetiu in figure 2 on the left has that 049 town determinative.
Mm-hmm. So perhaps. Don't you see? She says which may perhaps be a Thebes or perhaps another town. It may not even be a Thebes itself, but nevertheless, she says in an effort to understand what is meant by Kemet, we should perhaps try to interpret it as meaning the Black City. So no matter what a Thebes is, we're looking at Kemet. Right?
Which one?
That's what she's saying.
Which one?
She's saying how
there's only one on the screen.
The one in figure 3, right?
When you see Kemet, that's the whole thought. Let's go back to the beginning.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Wudjau.
I'm saying, listen. Let's go back to where we are because we want to focus on time period.
Here.
No, I know that one.
When you see Kemet and she's talking about Kemetiu, she's saying that the.
But now you want to go before we're stuck in Ptolemaic times though. That's where Smash.
No, we're not stuck. You are stuck.
No, I'm saying in what we're talking about, the emphasis.
You're right.
The emphasis was on Ptolemaic times. That was his whole spiel.
She was, but you're right. When she started talking about through the passage of time, she went back to figure 2, and even somebody said that in the chat as well as you. But nothing is. So I don't think. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. It don't get us past nothing about Kemet being associated to Black or Thebes getting associated to Black. I think it was just a point we was making, but I see what you're saying in that right there. Like,
okay, but here's my point because I don't know what happened to the share, but
it's sharing something else. It's
but that's all right.
Your share look half, it ain't the whole screen. Go ahead, Woo.
Yeah, but that's all right. So here's the thing, Kemet that she's talking about. Kemetiu, she's pointing out because I don't, maybe you did a search and found what she mentioned. Kemetiu, she's talking about the Kemetiu in figure 2, the one that we were talking about earlier in the pyramid text.
Right. Yeah, she's talking about Kemetiu.
Now let me ask you this: how does she translate Kemetiu in figure 2 on the left?
Oh, she translated it Kemetiu.
Yeah, I'm asking you how.
She didn't translate Kemetiu. She only translated the root.
No, she did. Like, scroll up. If you scroll up, go back up, please.
Oh, you talking about the people of what? She said it may perhaps be a Thebes right there, right?
No, right there.
It says she didn't define it. She said people.
Yes, she did.
She didn't define it yet.
Wait. Right? But wait. She says.
People
how she words Kemetiu is the people of Kemet. You see that right there?
For the word people of Kemetiu, yeah, Kemet.
She says it is significant.
That's not a definition. She went further to define it by saying Kemet means the Black City. So she defines it as people of the Black City. Am I having comprehension problems?
No, you're not.
I'm trying to get Wudjau to give me.
She said Kemet perhaps try to interpret it as the meaning of
and then she said Kemet meaning the Black City. Jay in the
chat.
On,
I'm trying to get to this before he leaves because I'm just trying to find out why is she interjecting Black into this? Could you explain? Yeah,
okay, let me come back to you. So the reason why she's interjecting Black is the same way that Smash, Reggie, and others interject Black because they're seeing the word Kim and automatically assuming that it's Black.
Oh, so she's
It's not an assumption.
Hold on, no. Hold on. So this is what I'm trying to get to.
It's based on linguistics. You want to? I can show you how much of that ain't an assumption.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
You know
what I can say.
Let me show you how much it ain't an assumption.
No. So James, wait. But hold on.
All of the stuff you've been claiming. It's not an assumption, and that's the flaw in your argument, bro. None of these people making the assumption that Kim mean black. But no, it can't be an opinion because this ain't that type of show. I'm about to put out some facts that this is his opinion.
Listen,
like this,
no.
Look at the screen. Wait. You don't know what I'm going to do. I thought earlier you said you don't like people to conclude. You said don't do that. Don't come to conclusions of what I'm going to do. So don't tell people what I'm going to do.
And I'm
doing it. What's on the screen is all kind of etymology for the term.
Listen, I don't see your screen.
Black.
Listen,
that's what you was gonna say.
First of all, I never said what you're gonna do. I don't play those games. I don't do that.
You just got
one. I don't see your screen.
No,
I did not. No, I did not try.
You just was about to attempt to. You just was coming out your face. I'll rewind the video, but keep going. Go ahead.
Go ahead and rewind the video. Go ahead and rewind the video.
Let's get past that. Go ahead. Say what you want to say while I share my screen. Somebody got to unshare theirs.
What I wanted to say. What I wanted to say here, okay, you unshared it. I was going to say something to that, but that's fine. So what I was going to say is
they guessed it. So what's this on the screen?
I mean, you just interrupted me.
You said scholars guessed this, bro.
I don't see your screen.
Why don't you? What's up with your hookup?
Yeah, it's not showing, Smash.
I don't know. Hold on. What's up with my hookup?
Yeah, well, maybe
finish talking. Finish talking. We'll go ahead. Go ahead. Now
I'm gonna wait for what you're showing. But my point. I don't want to leave off the point because I went back to answer James.
Yeah.
About Kim. But here's the thing. Again, commit to you. Even the source that was just shown on the screen just now, is in alignment with what I've been saying for the past 4 years. Commit to you is a relational adjective, and it simply conveys the semantic meaning of those pertaining to this particular place. Kemet. Now the argument is shifting back to, okay, if it's pertaining to this place, Kemet, then now Kemet means Black City. So now we're back at the. That's what you just. That's what you all were just saying.
He just asked the question that brought us to this direction. He asked you directly. Yeah, he asked you why she's saying that.
I'm just asking why she put Black.
I'm not.
You said she assumed, and I pulled up etymology. What's the problem?
Goodness, if I can just be allowed.
You've been talking. You just been talking, and we tried to make a point, and you running the same game.
See, that's the thing. See, I don't. Okay, listen. Just allow me to talk, and then everything will be all right. I wasn't addressing James anymore. I answered James, gave a period. He said that one thing about me, I never waver. Cool, boom.
Yeah,
we're done.
I gotta respect.
Okay, we're done. I'm not addressing James anymore. I'm back on the purpose of Reggie pulling up Nibby's work, and that you all overemphasize the fact that she translates Kemet as the Black City. That's one of the big takeaways from that this whole last 30 minutes of a share was that she translates Kemet as Black City. And so my point with that is that takes us back to the original argument that does Kemet actually mean Black land or she say Black City in this case, or whatever the case is. And so all you're doing is going right back to the original argument.
Who is
but
all
she's
you
an
doing?
expert.
He asked you a question.
But she's a goddamn expert.
Hold on, but real quick, Reggie. That's not fair. But no, hold on. Will you had your say? Now look, he asked you a question. Hold on, he asked you a question. So how long you ain't gonna do the? You got enough time to talk on your show. You can't just be running on. I'm not gonna be that long-winded. I got cut off when you. Reggie, this is what happened. You just said your piece.
How long Reggie went.
Check this out. It's all good. But look, this is what happened. He asked a question, why is the scholar equating it with Black? And you said, oh, they making an assumption. I said It's not an assumption, and I pulled up homework, etymology of Kim meaning Black going through all type of languages. Okay. And so then this is when we got
You're not showing anything. Hold on, listen. This is what I'm getting at. You're going back. You're not showing anything new. Okay. This has been going on for
said
years.
Nothing about it being new. That's a pseudo point.
He's not showing anything new. He's showing sources.
First you said they
You're just talking.
Yeah. First
Wudjau,
you said
show your source.
Hold
Wait,
on,
wait,
Reggie,
Reggie,
real quick,
What-
Reggie.
We
Last
already
one
did.
second.
We
Man,
already
man,
did.
calm down.
Whoa,
We already
whoa,
did.
whoa.
We
Look,
already did.
you
We already
can't
did.
do that. You just got through saying they guessed to answer James' question. I'm showing you homework, etymology going through Proto-Afro-Asiatic to be black. Boom. You could go into Boreal etymology. You have a cognate for black. You could go into your Asiatic, a cognate for black. You just
Okay, so
told
let me
them
stop
they
you. Let me
guessed
stop
it.
you. Let me
Why
stop
do you
you. Okay,
need
let
to
me stop
stop
you.
me in the
Let me
middle of me
stop you.
talking? But when I do it to
Because-
you call it some type of an interruption. See, that's
No,
what I'm saying. You don't
No,
need to
no,
stop
no,
me
no,
now.
no.
Yes,
Listen,
man.
listen.
I gotta hear this.
I just want to interrupt you because everything you're saying out your mouth is unnecessary because you're not saying anything new. I'm not saying you're saying something new. I'm just pointing it out that you're not saying anything new. All of what you're saying has already been accounted for in our arguments. So you showing
This ain't
this
in your book.
is not.
This is not in the book.
Listen,
It's not accounting
You're-
for
you're
in
sh-
y'all work. So where is it accounted
Listen.
for? Where?
because here's the thing.
Give us a source.
Here's the thing.
You just
Okay,
said they
here's-
guessed. So how could you say they guessed if they got this on the screen?
Because nobody's arguing that Kim does not have a meaning of black.
You just told, he just asked you that and you said they guessed.
Let me repeat myself. No one has ever argued, whether it's me, whether it's Asar, whether it's Sanjetti, that there is no word Kim mean black. We understand that. That is fundamental. This
So
is what I
why
mean by
did you answer
comprehension
James'
problem.
question that way?
Because James was asking me,
Why
did
she
the
associated
scholar-
it with black?
why did she associate Kemet with black? Nobody said anything about the
Because
word
of the
Kim.
rule.
Listen.
Go ahead,
listen.
but keep going. Let's mute
Okay,
out.
listen.
Because he trapped. So go ahead. Let's let him talk.
No,
This when
listen.
you let people
I swear.
talk. I'm muting out. You trapped.
Okay,
so talk.
good. All right. Okay. I swear I'm not trapped at all. What you're showing on the screen is already taken an account of, because nobody's arguing. This is what I mean by ghost arguments. Nobody has ever argued that you can't find Kim that means black. You can do all the gymnastics and show all of the redundant sources that you always do all day long, and nobody's arguing that. You're arguing a straw man, and you're very good at that. Your straw man skills are strong, and nobody's arguing that.
Why'd you
Ever.
gotta insult the brother? Why'd you just show your source?
Because I can. Now mute yourself.
Yo, check it out.
Stop taking
he
up-
ain't
stop-
got no
stop dick
sources
riding.
on nothing, bro. He
No,
still
but
ain't brought the
You said
other two
what?
sources.
You said what?
No,
What
all
you
right,
say,
check
nigga?
this
What
out,
you
check
say?
this out. Hold on.
No,
check
no.
this
What
out.
did you say? What's
We
the
just
last
went
thing you
left.
say?
We just
I
went
said
left.
stop
Hold
dick
on,
riding.
hold on.
Been going
Oh,
fine.
dick riding.
Hold on,
You
hold on,
a dick
hold on.
rider. You dick rider.
Here you go.
All up and
Here goes
down.
crying
What do you
Reggie.
call it? A dick
Thanks for
rider.
coming in, Woo. I had to get you up out of here, though.
What
We
the?
don't do that over here. That's bullshit. You can leave if you want to, but I put you in the back chat. You ain't brought a damn source tonight. I don't give a fuck how many
he gonna say
riparian
I'm
nights.
dick
Look,
riding.
I don't give a fuck
He
how many
followed Dr.
riparian nights you got in the chat. You ain't brought a damn source. I beat you up about the damn fake book that you said it was, and you didn't come back for your people to prove you had that source. You didn't pull out a page number. You supposed to have a book. You were scrutinizing people about books. You didn't pull out the page number that supposedly said something about Kim et Arret in this Pascal book. So you sitting here filibustering. You do this every time. All you do is talk, want the floor over everybody and never saw a source. So I'm just saying, the brother James asked why she's associating it with black. Why they're associating it with black, you said they guessed. But you know the grammar. I had to put you in the back chat. I ain't even checking to see what you did because we don't call people out. I ain't never came on your show, called nobody no D ride or nothing like that, bro.